Poodle. Divided into different categories because of body shape and shape. They vary enormously in body size. However, they are all poodles. In the AKC classification standards, divided into standard poodle, mini poodle, and toy poodle 3 categories. However, in the FCI standards, divided into standard poodles, medium poodles, 4 types of mini poodles and toy poodles. The smallest is the teacup VIP. It is classified as a toy VIP. The largest is the giant VIP, the standard VIP. Why are there so many classifications for poodles? Where do these pooches of all sizes come from? So let's start with the origin of the poodle. The native poodle is the standard poodle. It's a large dog, also known as the Great Regal. There are many theories about its origin. The French believe it originated from the French waterhound. However, the Germans believe that it originated as a waterhound in Germany, former Soviet Italy. It is also claimed that the poodle originated in this country. In some archaeological findings, frescoes in ancient Rome, Greek coins, there have also been portraits similar to poodles. If these dogs, it belongs to the same category as current VIPs. So the history of the poodle, dating back at least 2,000 years. But either way, the origin of the poodle are inextricably linked to a dog. This is the Portuguese Water Spaniel. So where did it originate? Here we go. We follow the historical context and the footsteps of humanity to find dog paw prints in history. The history of the Portuguese Water Spaniel, dating back to 700 BC. It originated in the steppes of Central Asia. Around 400 BC, these dogs, following in the footsteps of the Visigoths out of the Asian steppes. They went all the way west through Eastern Europe to Germany. These dogs later developed into the prototype of the poodle, while the other continues south. After the Goths invaded Spain and Portugal, some of the dogs were taken to the southern coast of Portugal. These dogs later developed into Portuguese water retrievers. There is another argument that these dogs originally followed in the footsteps of the Berbers, from Central Asia along North Africa to Morocco. Around the 8th century AD, the descendants of the Berbers, the Moors, invaded Europe. Then these dogs were introduced to Europe from the Iberian Peninsula. It was populated in Portugal, developed into a Portuguese Water Spaniel, and now the poodle. The name of the poodle comes from German. Original Low German puddle. It means the plop of running in the water. Known as Kenish in French, it means poodle. Originally meant duck hound. The poodle was originally a medium to large water hounds used for hunting in the water. Used in the icy pond swamps of Europe, retrieve fallen prey. This dog goes hunting. Thick curly hair can protect his body and joints. Protection from the effects of cold water. But it also adds to the resistance. To reduce its thick long hair, resistance in water. People started cutting their tails short, cut off some body hair, preserving long hairs at joints. This unique work style, it has become the basis for today's poodle grooming. In medieval Europe, hunting was a noble activity. The breeding of hunting dogs also requires a special license and pay taxes. Therefore, the poodle as a hound, it was also popular among the nobility. After the 1516th century, poodles became increasingly popular in the French courts. These shapes are exquisite. The graceful big dog often appears in full costume and was once loved by Louis XVI. Therefore, it is called a poodle. Become the national dog of France. This is the standard poodle, that is, the origin of Jugui. And in the 18th century, we got to the 18th century. As European feudalism was broken, European society also entered into a vigorous development. All kinds of new things keep popping up. Modern circuses began to appear. So smart, easy to train poodle began to be favored by circuses. Its striking appearance and various difficult performances. To achieve the peak of its development and popularity, there are many enthusiasts all over the world. After it was introduced to the United States, it was deeply loved by the upper class. But extremes come back. Early 20th century. Due to the fact that poodles are widely loved by upper-class nobles, its various exaggerated and colorful shapes, it also got labeled as a lady. It was influenced by the masculinity of World War I and World War II. The popularity of poodles has also sharply declined. Lady became his byword until the end of World War II, due to the fact that part of it is a giant VIP as a military dog. Contributions to the military during the war. The poodle also took off various tags. It's starting to come back into view. In the 1980s, the United States and Canada have started selective breeding training, a hound with the ability of a gunhound, to restore the poodle's hunting ability. This also allows the giant poodle to pick up the fight again, the ability to hunt. Talk about the process of poodles getting smaller. Related to a top ingredient in French cuisine. It's a black truffle. Black truffles are a precious ingredient that is extremely difficult to obtain, buried deep underground. The first French-trained pigs to find truffles, but because of the pigs' rude movements and uncontrolled behavior, so people turned to training dogs to find black truffles. Poodle is one of them, truffle dog. Due to its large size, equally easy to destroy precious truffles. So the poodle was gradually raised to a smaller size, easier to control. These little poodle dogs, it is now the mini VIP. There is a saying that miniaturized VIP modified from a mushroom dog. Looking for mushrooms is looking for mushrooms. It's an event in England. In search of fungi buried deep underground, the dog becomes a helper. And the smaller toy poodle. It was also developed by the English in the 1718th century. To achieve a smaller body size, good sense of smell and digging ability, they compared poodles with more similar dogs. Maltese Cross. A smaller body was born. This is a toy poodle. Toy VIP. It has also gradually become the most popular pet dog. And then the famous teddy dog. It's a kind of toy VIP. The teddy dog is not an independent breed. It's brown and chestnut, a way of grooming a toy poodle. It doesn't shave on its mouth, head trimmed into a circle. This looks like a teddy bear. Therefore, the VIP in this style is called a teddy outfit. Over time, this styled poodle is also known as a teddy. It is also because of this cute shape and name. Let this branch of poodle take the world by storm. Whether AKC or FCI, there are no teacup VIPs in their classification criteria. Teacup VIPs are also not recognized. It is classified under stationary VIP. Its undersized size lead to physical development. Bones, joints, and personalities are prone to defects. It is not officially recognized. The giant poodle is traditionally the standard poodle. But in pursuit of greater body size, bone mass, and gross mass, some standard VIPs are groomed for larger body sizes, and hence the larger poodle. The poodle's hair is a single layer of curly hair, not easy to fall off. Its non-shedding properties. It has also become a significant other dog. He is lively and intelligent. Psychologists at the University of British Columbia, Stanley Collin, 1995. About 200 dogs were investigated by professional referees. Provided a document involving intelligence rankings of 110 breeds. Poodles are ranked in obedience and IQ. Both are champions of small dogs. Second place among all dog breeds. Focusing on the 3 issues that everyone cares about the most. First, how was this dog bred? The second magic fight is not good looking in human aesthetics. Why is he so popular? What is the relationship between the third do and Yingdu? And how to distinguish? If you want to understand the French fight, you have to start with Yingdu. There was a sport in England in the 16th century, bullfighting. This sport uses dogs to lure cows. Who first nailed the rope from the bull's nose to the ground, even if you win. And that's what Yingdu was doing at the time. So it's called the English bulldog. But the movement started in 1835, banned by humanitarian law. So far, Yingdu is unemployed. After losing his job, Yingdu was added to the terrier gene. Make the body smaller. Put your ears up. So the magic fight was born. So Fata is bred according to Yingdu. At that time, Western countries were very enthusiastic about clown culture. The clowns of that time. It is dedicated to serving the royal family and nobles. And Fata looks like a clown. So the nobles began to pursue magic fights. Therefore, magic fights are also called clown dogs. The magic fight back then was definitely a luxury. Extravagant enough that only nobles can afford it. It's extravagant to the point that 99% of you would balk at it. For example, 1900. A magic fight costs $3,000 in high society in America. Although now the magic fight has entered thousands of households. But it's not cheap. You can never imagine the reason for this. Because when magic fights are artificially cultivated, lost the ability to self-deliver. 80% of puppies require a cesarean section. Expensive and dangerous. So magic fights have never been cheap. The current French Stew is renowned as one of the best companion dogs. It is very suitable for raising in the city. They're smart, they're trained, they're clingy. Clingy enough to be separated from the owner. Separation anxiety may develop, but you should pay attention to the following points when raising a law fight. First, Fata's skin is very sensitive. It's very easy to get skin diseases. The second artificial breeding caused the entire facial deformity of Fata. You ray born with short-headed airway syndrome. To put it bluntly, breathing difficulties. Can't be fat. Because the spine of some magic fights is also fragile. Butterfly. The spine is as fragile as a butterfly. Once you are fat, you are easily paralyzed and snoring. So raising a law fight requires exercise. But not too much exercise. Just lazy. Benefit 3 is easy to get heat stroke. Summer. It is best to walk the magic fight in the morning or after 9 p.m. Never come out at 4-7. At this time, the sun has just set, and the earth has been basked for a day. Dew chassis low. High temperature transpiration emitted by the earth. Most susceptible to heat stroke. Comprehensive recommendation for novice shit shoveling officers, or the shit shoveling officer who wants to raise a companion dog for his children. Certainly, if your parents are serious about getting married and like dogs, raise them a magic fight, because raising a fight is no different from raising a child. The Bicken is also known as the Babe Bicken. The official name is the Curly Bicken. English name Beechin Fries. The word Beechin comes from Middle French. It means long-haired dog. It originally referred to a characteristic type of dog, not a single dog breed. Bicken dogs in a broad sense. including Maltese Tenerife, Bologna Dog, Havana Two-Layer Fluff, and the European Little Lion Dog Laukin, and Bicken as we know it. It's actually the Tenerife of the Bicken family. They are a kind of small dogs native to the Mediterranean coast. Their history. It can be traced back to more than 3,000 years ago. Their story. We have the oldest winning dog in Europe, Maltese dog speaking. In the Eastern Mediterranean more than 3,000 years ago, there's people living there. They are good at sailing and doing business. They are called Fijians. Fijian fleets crossed the Mediterranean Sea. The island of Malta in the heart of the Mediterranean. It became an important trading hub for Fijians. They came with the Fijians. There is also a white puppy. At first they served as guards for merchant shipping warehouses, responsible for catching mice. After several breeding, these puppies are gradually growing in Malta, develop into a unique dog breed. This is the original Maltese. Fijians in their heyday. Not only does it control the entire Mediterranean route, it also established many colonies along the coast. They're Maltese. Also in Spain, Portugal, widely distributed in Italy, North Africa, and other places. Around 300 AD, the Finnegas disappeared completely from the stage of history, but their white puppies are shining brightly in Europe. After they entered Europe, become a pet of the upper class such as the princes and nobles of various countries. In the ruins of ancient Rome, Greece, and Egypt, they have also been found. In ancient Egypt, they were called Meridas. White back hair. It was also considered a sacred symbol by the Egyptians. 55 BC, Maltese dogs were introduced to England with the Roman army. Afterwards, it was even more loved by the British aristocracy. Before the Middle Ages, they've always been around the European aristocracy, a significant other dog. The civilizations of ancient Europe originated from the sea. Portugal, Spain, Italy, Netherlands, United Kingdom. For hundreds of years, one powerful country after another has stepped onto the stage of history. Their fleet galloped the sea. The white puppies by their side also changed sea voyages with them. These little dogs that follow the ships around, due to its popularity, often traded by seafarers. It has even become a bargaining chip for exchange. This also prompts them to spread more widely. Then Spanish sailors introduced reproductive techniques in its overseas territories of Tenerife in the Canary Islands, breeding the dog. These puppies also developed another group here. 14th century. Italian sailors brought them back to the mainland again. Subsequently, became the most popular dog breed among the Italian court nobles. These puppies are developing. Also fuses with water hounds. Formed a new breed of white curly hair. Make it look softer and cuter. So this is the modern Bicken, and the prototype of the Bolognese dog. 16th century French invasion of Italy, and put these white velvet puppies, brought back to France as a trophy. Then he succeeded in capturing the French royal family and the heart of a noble lady. It was further bred and developed in France, due to its resemblance to the French Babette Water Spaniel. Therefore, it was named the Bay Bear Dog, later known as the Bicken Dog. This is the Tenerife Bear. That is, the origin of the Bicken Dog we usually refer to. During the development of these dogs in France, fusion with the French Water Spaniel also formed another multicolored mixed puppy. Due to its appearance, it is often trimmed to the shape of a lion. This is the Lawson dog known as the European lion dog. Europe in the 15th and 17th centuries unleashed a huge change. The person who initiated this change His name was Marco Polo. It was also a country that caused this change. It's China. Marco Polo, in his travelogue, described China as a country full of gold. After the 13th century, the rise of the Ottoman Turkish Empire blocked the way of communication between the East and the West. A desperate thirst for golden porcelain and spices prompted Europeans to set up the sails, blaze a new path, seeking China from the sea, seeking India, looking for gold and spices. And these fluffy white puppies also set out with the sailors again, facing the sea route. Turbid waves bloom with the wind. Madagascar in Africa, the descendants of these white Bicken dogs. Here developed the Turiel wool dog. In Cuba, they developed into Havana dogs. They and their descendants, widely distributed along the era of great navigation, seas and islands. It also revived the European dog population after the later cataclysm. Provides tinder. 3,000 years ago, the ancestors of Bicken followed the Fijians to Marta Island. They multiply here, also from watching small guard dogs that catch mice in warehouses. Became the first pet dog in Europe. Also started a 1,000-year career of acting cute. Ancient Europeans believed the snow white Maltese can soothe people, heal the pain, put them in an uncomfortable place, can relieve symptoms. After being introduced to Europe, they effortlessly captured countless monarchs and emperors, and the love of princes and nobles. Become a pet of the upper class, a symbol of power and status. After reaching the UK, Maltese dogs are more popular. During the time of Henry VIII, he has become a traffic star in the British Isles, the beloved puppy of the court lady and the royal lady. It is said that when Mary I, Queen of Scots, when he was executed in 1587, pet dogs who still insist on staying by their side, Maltese. This also explains that the Maltese dog, a situation widely loved by high societies in ancient Europe. Maltese is gentle and well-behaved, coquettish and hospitable. Snow-white silky long hair, lively and lovely personality, especially good at using a pair of innocent big eyes to capture hearts and minds. In 1,000 years of reproduction, it can be said that the trait of acting cute is engraved into the genes. Technically acting cute, a step up from Maltese. It's a Tenerife. That's the Bicken Retriever. After the Bicken was introduced to France, King Henry III fell in love with this dog at first sight. He takes his dog with him wherever he goes. He also tied a beautiful butterfly round his dog's neck. After seeing it, other princes, nobles, and commoners, he also dressed his dog like a king. This makes the Bicken look even more heroic. In Spain, it was also loved by the court nobles and became the master of art Francisco Goya, models in paintings. On a voyage with sailors, the small and cute Bicken dog is also cute all the way. Sailors in the Philippines, Cuba, and Argentina along the way, and the Canary Islands. When saying goodbye to a local lover, the usual situation is the girls were holding their Bicken dogs in tears. These popular Bicken dogs, so they stayed and proliferated along the way. A trick from the Bicken. Bye. It can also be said to eat all over the world, tried and tested. Late 18th century. The decline of the European feudal aristocracy. The Bicken also declined to become a civilian dog. Start following the down and out owner and street performers sleeping on the streets. They are also being trained at this time. Learn the gesture of goodbye to please passers by, act cute and beg. They not only support themselves with this trick, it feeds its owner. Then the Bicken was founded by the circus. Become a juggling star. This also makes them similar to poodles, being known by the world. How many ways to act cute? How many kinds of Bicken dogs are there? On the road to acting cute, the Bologna and the Lion Lau can take a different approach. It has captured the hearts of many people by relying on its shape. In the courts of Italy, they are often trimmed to look like lions. This formidable form, with their quirky personalities, he was also a popular star in the court at the time. In addition to the soft and cute personality, silky, soft, long hair, it becomes a tool for them to please people. Soft and waxy feeling. It can be said to be a rather handy decompression tool. Marcus has long, silky hair. Bologna has wavy, curly, straight hair. Tenerife bearing with soft and stiff spiral curls, like a snow-white doll. Turiel fluffy dog. Body hair is soft and delicate. Therefore, it is also known as the cotton veil dog. Fonts and Havanas in the Bicken family. Only these two dogs are non-white breeds. Although the collapse of feudalism in Europe and the catastrophe of the 20th century almost wiped out these cute white dogs, but they've come from a long history, again and again. It has soothed the soft hearts of generations of masters. When a pair of big innocent eyes stares at you, who could refuse? 10,000 years ago, a group of people living in western Iran, herders near the Zagros Mountains. Sheep were the first animals to be domesticated. At the same time, some dogs that were domesticated early to help humans hunt, also trained, became the first livestock dogs to protect herds. Thereafter, these nomadic groups spread westward into Europe. They traveled along the Danube and the Rhine, arrived in what is now Germany, France, the Netherlands, and other places. While they brought nomadic life to Europe, it also introduced another habit, training the sheepdog. In the long years that followed, in different regions with different climates and environments, a wide variety of sheepdogs were also born. Germany before 1890. All dogs used for herding and protecting sheep. All are collectively referred to as German Shepherds. They don't have a standard look. It's not a specific species. It's a category that's entirely based on ability to work. In 1890, with the rise of German nationalism, impact on social institutions, some people started trying to bridge the gap, standardize these dog breeds. Therefore, in 1891, the first association to breed German native shepherd dogs established, but in the direction of cultivation. Some of their members believed that it should be work-oriented. Other members felt that appearance should be the standard. Due to internal contradictions, the association was dissolved in 1894. But this contradiction, it also buried the seeds of the debate between the right to work and the right to expose. 5 years later, in 1899, a member of a money association that advocates for the purpose of working, von Stephanus, when participating in a full exhibition, found a dog named Hector Lindsay. It has all the working dogs, required conditions, and appearance. Stephanie bought the dog and renamed it Holland von Gravesis. Same year, Stephanus founded the German Shepherd Dog Association. Holland was announced as registered, becoming the world's first German Shepherd dog. Holland. It's a shepherd dog from Thuringia, Germany. The state is famous for its gray wolf-like, sharp-eared dogs. Holland is also a descendant of the state's champion dog. Von Stephanus used Holland as a sample, develop a breeding plan, and with the roots from touring, Franken, breeding dogs with desirable characteristics in Fortenberg, and in breeding with its offspring, created the current German Shepherd. Until today, all German Shepherds. It's also in Holland's genes. In the decades that followed, the breed quickly became the most popular in the world, the largest number of working dogs, and it's a position that it still holds today. In Stephanus, after naming the breed German Shepherd, all dogs commonly known as German Shepherds, also known as the Old German Shepherd. Von Stephanus died in 1936, and his German Shepherd. And then there was real greatness. In the first half of the last century, the rise of German militarism. This breed is due to its excellent working ability and its resemblance to wolves. It became very popular and began to be conscripted into the army as military dogs. Throughout World War I, nearly 10,000 German Shepherds served in the German army. These military dogs play an important role in combat. They are trained to be vigilant, guard communications, and other abilities to assist humans in their fight. After the First World War, influenced by anti-German sentiment, people think the word Germany would damage the popularity of this breed. So the British Kennel Association, the German Shepherd, was officially renamed Alsatian Wolfhound. The Alsace region is a disputed territory of Germany and France. After World War I, France recaptured it. Germany reoccupied during World War II. After the war, it was reclassified as France. The name change did not affect the popularity of the German Shepherd in the slightest. Due to the important role played by military dogs in World War I and outstanding performance, countries have also begun to develop military dogs, and their breed of choice is the German Shepherd. During World War II, this dog breed shines because of one person, but it also casts a terrifying shadow over him. This man is Adolf Hitler. He has a great affection for German Shepherds. Throughout World War II, the Germans recruited 200,000 trained dogs. The vast majority of them are German Shepherds. They traveled the battlefield delivering letters and ammunition. Stand guard. Exceptional ability to survive in harsh environments and the ability to track obstacles and search also made him a Nazi concentration camp. Guardians of terror. In the Asian battlefield, Japan lost control of its allies, the Germans. They took over about 25,000 German Shepherds. These dogs are tolerated by criminal militarism. It has also caused great harm to countless innocent people. In the middle decades of the last century, it even became a gangster in many countries at one point. The evil accomplice of drug traffickers. It is listed as a dangerous breed and prohibited from breeding. Imports are also banned in many countries. As the clouds of war dissipate, many German Shepherds are returning to pastures, and they're starting to get trained by police forces in many countries, used as an anti-drug search and explosion and a guard dog. Before Labrador was widely used, they were also the first guide dogs. Those who are close to you are red, and those who are close to ink are black. The image of a dog also depends on the person. German Shepherds have also been around for decades. It has gradually become synonymous with military police dogs. By 1977, the British Kennel Association introduced the breeding from the Alsatian Wolfhound back to German Shepherd again. Tough and handsome police dog shape. It also made him the embodiment of justice. In countless film and television works, their robust figures. It has also become the dream dog of countless families. Let me ask you something. In whose childhood never dreamed of owning a German Shepherd? Born in 1899, under the great promotion of von Stephanus, it took more than a decade to develop rapidly. He recommended the German Shepherd to the police and the army, established breeding and training bases, in the subsequent First World War, started to emerge as a military dog. The German Shepherd at this time is entirely trained for the purpose of work. That's the number one metric by which it's measured. Their color is also black. Wolf blue, black, and red mixed colors are available. During World War II, the development of German Shepherds has reached its peak. Hitler, as a fanatic of the German Shepherd, also a former member of the German Shepherd Dog Association, developed the preferred breeding standard plan for military dogs, established a military dog breeding training base, began to vigorously develop German herding. The German Shepherd at this time still keep von Stephanie standards for German Shepherds. World War II. In the German Army, there are over 200,000 well-trained German Shepherds. This is the first peak of the development of German Shepherds. It's the beginning of differentiation. After World War II, Germany was divided into East and West Germany. The Federal Republic of Germany, also known as West Germany, implementing the capitalist system. GDR. East Germany had a socialist system. These German Shepherds. It was as popular in East Germany as it was in West Germany. But with the onset of the Cold War, buildings of the Berlin Wall, free trade between East and West Germany was terminated. East German Shepherd Dog. It also began more than 40 years of closed cultivation. The GDR government solicited national German Shepherds for strict screening, establishment of a breeding office, prescribed evaluation criteria. All foreign dogs are prohibited from affecting their bloodline. In 1955, the Soviet Union in Czechoslovakia established a border patrol dog breeding base. This base, it is a standard breeding plan based on the preferred breeding of military dogs to breed and train German Shepherds. They also carried on the earliest German pastoral characteristics. Most of these German Shepherds were used as military dogs. Patrol the Berlin Wall. They have also undergone rigorous selection and training, also because of the abbreviation of the German Democratic Republic. Later, these German Shepherds from East Germany, called DDR in the 1950s. China also moved from the former Soviet Union and East Germany, introduced a batch of German Shepherds. These dogs became the first batch of military dogs in New China. This is also the breeding and development of Chinese military dogs, leaving seeds. This is DDR, the origins of the East German Shepherd dog in early China. Compared to the strict and cruel breeding in East Germany, the West German Sheepdog is again going towards differentiation, without the demands and constraints of the state and the military. The different breeding concepts within the association. Two strains of display line and working line were differentiated. Working line West German Shepherd dog breeding. Very picky, too. Selecting highly capable dogs for breeding. These dogs are also generally physically strong and exercise a lot, and most of them are very aggressive. These dogs are also widely exported. It has become the first choice for many national police dogs. Display West German Shepherd dogs is more inclined to the cultivation of appearance. Focus on a streamlined body. The appearance of working dogs is more lean and compact. The coat color is mainly dark, mostly blue-black or black-based two-color, and pure black. Dogs that show their sight have more bone mass. Rich back hair. The coat color is mainly black, red, black, and brown. In the pursuit of streamlining and forming, gradually began to show the characteristics of the arched back. From 1937, it can be seen in the previous famous dog atlases in 2006. This feature has been around since 1956, and then it became clear. It has been hard to find traces of its peers. Different needs determine different cultivation standards. There is a reason to exist. We don't judge good or bad, although it has been criticized by many experts for its variety degradation and genetic disorders of the hip. But the expressive German Shepherd was also known for his gentle personality, became the ideal choice for many ordinary German Shepherd-loving families. In the 1970s and 1980s, the police dog industry in our country has ushered in development. Start training border guard dogs as criminal investigation dogs. However, differences in the working environment and an overly aggressive personality. It also caused a lot of inconvenience when it came to the police. Due to changes in the international situation, since the 1980s, Chinese police dog experts turned to West Germany for inspection. Will be fierce and agile, but obedience works better in line with West German Shepherds. Introducing China. These German Shepherds replenished two various Army police dog bases. From now on, they also started giving Chinese German Shepherd enthusiasts left an unforgettable impression. In 1990, the Berlin Wall came down. Unity of East and West Germany. A sheepdog from East Germany, blended with the West German working line sheepdog, developed into the current working line German Shepherd. The name DDR is also gradually disappearing in the fusion, left to those who love the German Shepherd unlimited reverie. But in the origin of DDR, the purest of these early German Shepherds, in the midst of great change and instability, with the great changes in Eastern Europe and the collapse of the Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia was also divided into two countries. Czech Republic inherited a border patrol dog breeding base, although these dogs are now very rare, but it retains the purest German pastoral characteristics. Here it is, the Jack Department, which is deeply sought after by German Shepherd enthusiasts. German Shepherd. Since World War I, German Shepherds are widely used as military and police puppies under the breeding standards of different countries. Also formed the Belgian Department, the Dutch Department, and the Danish Department, and British Alsatian Americans and other strains. In Eastern Europe, Switzerland, the United States, and other regions, they also developed into different standard German Shepherds. Eastern European Sheepdog. Early 20th century. With a German Shepherd. Fame in World War I. European countries have begun to introduce and develop military dogs. Around 1920, the former Soviet Union sent a batch of German Shepherds, imports into the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, and developed a breeding program there. The goal is to cultivate this variety, adapting to the colder and harsher climate of the Soviet Union. After decades of breeding, one that's bigger and healthier, the German Shepherd with thicker back hair was born. These dogs were widely used by the Soviet Army and police, and the KGB's favorite. They are much bigger than German Shepherds. Shoulder height is usually around 70 centimeters. The color is also mainly dark brown engraved or pure black. Since 1950, they have been named Eastern European Sheepdogs. In 1955, the Soviet Ministry of Defense approved the breeding standards. 1960 for Service Dog Breeding Federation approves breeding standards. In 2017, he was recognized by the Nordic Kennel Alliance. It was subsequently recognized by Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. Taunt the Sheepdog. This is a kind of variants of German Shepherds raised in the United States. In the 1970s and 1980s, the German Shepherd dog is in the process of development, gradually began to pursue the characteristics of the arched back and streamlined sloping curves to correct the behavior and structure of modern German Shepherds and hip health problems. The Shiloh Sheepdog was bred. This is also a large-scale German Shepherd. Medium back hair. Colors are black, tan, gold, silver, and a variety of colors such as cream dark gray sable. Appearance. They ray also more like a cross between the German Shepherd and Alaska. In 1991, it was recognized by the American Rare Breeding Association, become an independent dog breed. King Shepherd, also known as King Shepherd. It is also a German Shepherd dog variant bred in the United States. Its purpose was also to correct the primitive German Shepherd's emerging structural problems. It is based on the German Shepherd, mixed in Alaska. A breed born from the genes of the great white bear dog is a large, long-haired German Shepherd. Its color is close to that of the German Shepherd, including brown, black, gray, and other colors. It began to appear in 1995. Then it was recognized by the American Rare Breeding Association, become an independent dog breed. White Shepherd. It is also a kind of variants of German Shepherds raised in the United States around 1891. The beginning of the unified standard breeding of German Shepherds. The white German Shepherd already exists in the Thuringia region of Germany, except for black and wolf blue. There are also a small number of white varieties, but in Germany, white is considered undesirable. In America, the white German Shepherd was loved by some people. The White German Shepherd Club was established in 1969 and call it a white sheepdog. In 1993, white German Shepherds were banned from registering in Germany. But in 1999, it was recognized by the United Kennel Association of America, become an independent dog breed. White Swiss Shepherd. This is a kind of German Shepherd breeds homologous to white Shepherds. 1966. A batch of white sheepdogs was exported from the United States to Switzerland. After that, another batch was imported from Canada, one after another. Then this dog began to be bred and developed in Switzerland. In 1991, it was recognized by the Swiss Sheepdog Association, recognized by the World Kennel Federation in 2011, accredited by the British Kennel Association in 2017. The German Shepherd as the king of working dogs. During its development, due to the high demand for workability, military breeding bases in the former Soviet Union, a secret variant upgrade project. It's going on quietly. And therefore, an unforgettable alternative was born. Belgian Malinois, horse dog, known as the new king of working dogs. He came out of nowhere and rose to power in just a few decades, replaced German Shepherd as the new favorite of the police. However, among working dog enthusiasts, these two dogs are arguing over who is the first brother. It's actually the same dog. In Western Europe, almost all wolf dogs, whether it's a German Shepherd or a Dutch Shepherd. In fact, after all, they all share a common ancestor. So, how intricate is the relationship between them? How to develop differentiation, shape the multiple dog breeding stories of today, beginning with the kingdom of DD in ancient Western Europe. The ancient European sheepdog, brought by the nomadic ancestors of the Celts. They went from Central Asia all the way west into Europe. Distribution along the Danube and Rhine. Nomadic in what is now France, Germany, the Netherlands. Formed the traditional sheepdog of Western Europe. A branch in Germany developed what became the German Shepherd. A group in the Netherlands developed what would later become the Dutch Shepherds, Belgian Pastures, and other breeds. Lower Rhine. Low-lying areas along the North Sea coast, known as the Netherlands. It included what is now Holland and Belgium, Luxembourg, and parts of northeastern France. Agriculture is developed here, animal husbandry is prosperous, and maritime trade is prosperous. It was the birthplace of capitalism in Europe. It is also the habitat of herders and ancient Western European sheepdogs. 1581, the Republic of the United States of the Netherlands is established. after the Spanish and German rule. It was ruled by France in 1795, renamed the Kingdom of the Netherlands. In a sense, these sheepdogs at this time both can be called Dutch Shepherds. The original Dutch Shepherd mainly used to maintain order in the flock. In the Netherlands, where agriculture and animal husbandry are equally developed, cropland and pasture inevitably collide. So these dogs, they were used to drive sheep away from farmland and crops. They patrolled along the road, drive sheep to pastures and markets and ports. And he was a guard on the farm. In long-term collaboration with humans, they developed many skills and obedience. It also became an excellent military police dog, buried genes. In 1815, the southern provinces merged with the Netherlands, renamed Kingdom of the Netherlands again, but not for long. By 1830, the southern provinces gained independence from the Netherlands, become the Kingdom of Belgium, and therefore the sheepdog that keeps these generations alive, divided into different dog breeds. With the development of European capitalism, the Industrial Revolution, and the development of agriculture and animal husbandry, a large number of Dutch Shepherds were also used as farm guards, even the work of pulling carts. Its excellent working ability, it has also attracted the attention of dog enthusiasts and the military. Systematic reproduction begins, and as a military dog breeding process, 1898, the first breeding standard for Dutch Shepherds was established. The standard at this time only requires form and working ability, no color required. Meanwhile, Germany and Belgium, German Shepherds and Belgian Shepherds, standardized breeding and breeding also began. Several dogs that also originated from the old European sheepdog, very similar in appearance at first. 1914. To distinguish between German Shepherds and Belgian Shepherds, Dutch Shepherds redefine standards. Only tiger spots are allowed to reproduce. Also, under this standard, the Dutch Shepherd dog began to develop independently. Early 20th century, with the industrialization of agriculture, the Dutch Shepherd is gradually losing its effectiveness. During World War II, the Netherlands was occupied by Germany. Systematic reproduction has almost stopped. Many excellent sheepdogs were conscripted into the army. Combat death. The dogs were almost extinct as a result. The Dutch Shepherd has the appearance of a wolf, compared to German Shepherds and Belgian Shepherds. It's more reserved, the original appearance of an old European sheepdog. With the post-war recovery, although the Dutch Shepherd also gradually resumed the breeding program, but due to the destruction of the war, the scarcity of seeds, until today, it is still a very rare breed. In the long run, also formed three types of short hair, long hair, and setter. Long hair and spines are even rarer. Short-haired Dutch Shepherd. It has powerful explosive power and flexibility. It is also a very good military police dog. But compared to the obscure Dutch Shepherd, next door in Belgium, after his other brothers suffered the same fate, but a strong counterattack finally defeated the position of the first brother of the police dog. Previous video, talking about the ancestors of the Belgian Shepherd dog, Dutch Shepherd. Regarding the relationship between Belgium and the Netherlands, in fact, it doesn't need to be torn too much. Because of the previous story, it's mainly about events before 1900. They diverged over 100 years ago. Before that, in the complex and chaotic history of the Netherlands, these complex-looking sheepdogs, which bloodlines have been mixed with? When does long hair appear? Short bristles, curly hair, and other types? History has no accurate record. But before the various varieties that exist today, they are classified as a common type: Western European Shepherd Dogs. 1830. Belgium seceded from the Netherlands and became an independent country. Around 1890. European countries. The standardized breeding of sheepdogs has begun one after another. German Shepherd, Dutch Shepherd. Belgian pastors begin their own cultivation process. Dutch Shepherd. Finally, I chose tiger spot color as the breeding object. Belgian Shepherds are more diverse. In 1891, to save and regulate Belgian Shepherds, the Belgian Shepherd Dog Club was established. The Royal Veterinary College of Brussels at that time, Professor Adolphe Roer, we sampled 117 dogs. Start standardizing them into different breeds. The appearance of these dogs varies widely. Professor Roer's team based on fur type and color. At first, they were divided into 6 different species and asked their owners no matter the color, only breed dogs of the same appearance type. Since then, the Belgian Shepherd dog has embarked on a long road to reunification. Before 1900, Belgian Shepherds looked different. Interbreeding between breeds still occurs from time to time. Until 1905, the club has banned this practice completely. But then World War I broke out. The war caused a sharp decrease in the number of dog breeds. In 1920, the club decided to allow hybridization between breeds to avoid inbreeding, restore dog breeding numbers. But then World War II broke out. Once again for the Belgian Shepherd dogs, it poses a serious threat. In 1945, we were encouraged again, crossing between different breeds of Belgian Shepherds, breeding to enrich the number of genes restored. After more than 10 years of crossbreeding, the current variety standard was established in 1956. It is stipulated today for known breeds of Belgian Shepherds: Bruin d'Alacanos, Malinois, and Teflon. Belgian Gronde, the 4 largest Belgian sheepdogs, the first dog breed to be identified. It is also the default dog breed of Belgian Shepherds. Its name is derived from a place name, Grondel Castle. There are 2 versions of this place name. It's a castle. The second is a restaurant. The name of the restaurant is Grondel Castle. Anyway, the owner of the castle, Nicholas Ross, created this breed. Ross owns a long black hair named Paget, Belgian Shepherd dog. Based on this dog, its descendants, extensive breeding with different-looking Belgian Shepherds. Keep black offspring. Ross was named after his castle. These dogs are called Gronders. World War I. The Army uses Gronders as search and rescue dogs. Exceptional performance on the battlefield of the command dog, also recognized by the U.S. military. Finally, the Gronde was introduced to the United States. Until today, in the United States and many other countries, the name Belgian Shepherd, it is often used to refer specifically to the Belgian Gronde. Lacanos, Belgian Shepherd dog, the rarest of the 4 varieties. Rough, long, curly hair is its characteristic appearance. Its name, it originated from the residence of the Belgian royal family, the Chateau de Laeken. It was the Queen of Belgium at that time, Mary Henriette's favorite. This woolly sheepdog is found in the Netherlands, dating back to the 13th century. It is also one of 4 Belgian Shepherds, the rarest and least popular variety. Malinois, of the 4 varieties, the first breed to be bred by type. It is also the most famous variety. 1892, the Belgian Shepherd Dog Club is established. 52 dogs were exhibited at the second year's dog show. About a third of them are short-haired. Due to its main distribution in the Marin area of Belgium, this type is known as a Malinois dog. A dog named Holders. It is considered the foundation of the Malinois dog. Based on it, breeding with another female and her offspring, forming a unified appearance, gray or fawn with short, coarse back hair. This muscle is developed and powerful, a sheep dog with exceptional working ability. It was very popular in Belgium. So that in addition to it, other breeds were once collectively referred to as non-Malinois dogs. 10 years before the First World War, through the continuous cultivation and promotion of breeders, horse dogs are also widely used for their excellent working ability. After the baptism of 2 wars, dogs also demonstrate their abilities and values. The Teflon is often referred to as the long-haired horse dog. It takes its name from the village of Teflon, is the home of its breeder, Kobe. It is also a common type of collie dog in the area. Kobe uses a long-haired Gronda, breeding with short-haired Malinois, to standardize its characteristics, form the basic appearance of today's Teflon dogs. In fact, there are 4 species of collie dogs in Belgium. It's often crossbred early on. I am in you and I am in you. Gronda and horse dogs. It was used to supplement the genes of the Teflon. Black Gronda. You can have Teflon-like pups. Early horse dogs, also bred with tabby collies. Horse dogs give birth to pups with tiger stripes, and tabbies can also give birth to horse dogs. Only in 1914, the tabby is designated as a Dutch Shepherd dog. Horse dogs have also become independent breeds. The well-bred dogs are gradually moving away.
Malinois,
Melinos,
Malinois,
Merinois,
Malinois,
Merino Merenghua. Different transliterations give it different names, but in China, it has a more succinct name: horse dog. It is the most widely used military police dog in Europe. Horse dogs and German shepherds. It is also a topic of debate that working dog lovers cannot avoid. In 1958, the Nanjing military region passed through the former Soviet Union. A group of German shepherds were introduced from East Germany. The German shepherd is also one step ahead. It has established a strong foothold in the Chinese military and police dog community, became synonymous with military police dogs. And it will take another 30 years for horse dogs to come to China. In 1991, he was mainly engaged in Tianjin Jianan Kennel for international military police dog trade. In 2 batches, 6 horse dogs were imported from the Devil's Tower Kennel in Belgium. Founder of the Devil's Tower Kennel, it's Mr. John, the president of the World Horse Dog Association. These 6 horse dogs became the earliest horse dogs in China. Then their descendants were introduced to the military dog base. Since then, the horse dog has officially become a member of the Chinese military police dog. In 1997, the Chinese Minister of Public Security visited France. The French Ministry of the Interior gave several horses and dogs as gifts. These horse dogs, it was placed in the Kunming police dog base as a breeding dog. And at this point, after decades of breeding, affected by provenance, lineage, etc., some German shepherds gradually experienced variety degradation, hip joints, and other genetic problems. The arrival of horse dogs made up for these problems. From 2000 years, the Kunming police dog base of the Ministry of Public Security began to be divided into 5 batches, one after another from Belgium, France, Germany, 28 males, 39 females, a total of 67 horse dogs were introduced. Horse dogs also began to gradually replace German shepherds, become the new favorite of military and police dogs. Due to the super fecundity of canines, many of its descendants also began to enter the folk. Its powerful sports guard workability, it quickly became popular with enthusiasts. After 2010, Due to the huge market potential of horse dogs in China, more and more folk kennels and individuals, they also began to import horse dogs from Europe. Due to the early introduction of horse dogs, they all originated in France, Francophone countries such as Belgium. So according to its French name, transliterated as Marinois dog, the popularity of horse dogs in Europe is also very extensive. Therefore, the competition system in different countries and regions also produced different strains, formed the Belgian series under the Belgian competition system, the Netherlands under the Dutch competition system, and the German system under the national competition system such as Germany, the French system under the French competition system. Legal and Belgian police are smarter, and the military is more fierce. Ashkenazi. Is it more flexible? Our country mainly introduces the legal system and the German system, and the horse dog is in the breeding process due to frequent crossbreeding with Dutch pastoralists. Although equally excellent, but it was rarely introduced as a breeding dog. Currently, police dogs in many countries, the use of horse dogs has reached more than 60%. The figure of horse dogs is also increasingly appearing in the anti-drug, high-risk scenarios such as search and explosion demining. His stable personality and ability to work let him replace the German Shepherd as the first brother.